It's called Slow Mathematics by me again. Yeah, I suck at life. You remind me of that every single day. Ever since I moved here in the 2nd grade with my thick round glasses, you made my classes an environment of verbal conflict where prisoners are not taken because I read books and comics and good listeners get hating, but you suck at math, so actually you're my bitch ass. You're the condescending loser who thinks low of me because I'm able. Ironically, you're the one beneath my navel, hugging at my nutsack. Well, now I'm unstable. Get the fuck off me, only showing kindness when you want something from me. Asking me for the test answers and how do you do this problem, Andy? How do you do the homework? You stupid kid, I give you the wrong answers just to fuck with your mind. Yeah, I smile all the time, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually kind. Come on. I give you solutions that solve none of your problems. I tell you this and that. I tell you rows or columns and you believe me. And I'm the gullible one? I don't even know what to say. Fantastic. You can't even use a graphing calculator, but you're always calculating. You're so calculated. Always counting with your fingers. It's hard, I can tell, right? Well, you can count this finger as well. It makes so much sense. You hate me because I'm better than you at a school subject. Because of that, I may seem smarter, which in turn makes you feel smaller, which is how you make me feel telling me that I'm awkward. Thank you for noticing the differences between us, except that I'm shy and I might likely have a mild ADD. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something more important than you, jackass. Yes, I'm not slow. I like to process things so that I can think before I take action. Maybe you should try it and see what happens. Okay, I'm thinking slow to better comprehend the insults that you hurl at me. I don't throw them back because mine would not just hit your ears. They would fracture your face, shatter your shape, bones splatter and break. Yeah, I am skinny, so then bony knuckles are not to be fucked with in a tussle. Combined with muscle, that will equal trouble. It's an equation if you didn't notice. But yeah, just keep focused. Yes, you may be a little bit more coordinated in sports. That's good for you, but really, see me at the court. I'm happy for you. It must make your mom and dad so proud to keep that bench toasty and warm while your team gets cheers from the crowd and you're clapping and crying out loud. Part 2 of my rant. Okay, I tried to be funny during math period, but instead I made an ass out of myself. Even the serfs laughed at the jester. That's who I was every semester. My professors told me to shut my mouth during the lectures. I longed for laughs of approval, but laughs always seemed brutal. Wanted people to laugh with me and not at me. I didn't get tense. Yeah, I had on my friendly grin every class, but my teeth were clenched. In later years of my math career, I would finish my homework so fast that I would nap for the rest of class while others wouldn't pass. And I remember my parents forgot about my A's and committed to memories my C's. They staked through the refrigerator door, a battered report card, laminated in the crumpled paper, placing colorful alphabet magnets on the edges so everyone who walked through my house can see my failures. It's crazy, I would lie to my friends about my grade on the latest pop quiz. Oh yeah, man, I got a D too. That sucks. No, not because I didn't want to feel cocky. No, that didn't stop me, but because I didn't want to be perceived as nerdy. It's as bad, but I mean, at least I figured that out early. Sure, it's an insecurity of a stereotype that I carried for a large part of my life. I don't know, some fool told me nerdiness was synonymous with intelligence, so I put on sweats and tie-dye shirts and bandanas and made studying irrelevant. I'd rather act like an ass stupid in my class after school, just being high on grass, hotboxing in the back of a minivan with a blunt, than sitting front and center of a class, learning all this junk from this cunt who doesn't even like me. Whatever. I thought I could be this hilarious class clown, but instead of making up jokes, I am the joke, so the joke has already been found, so what am I already doing? And it worked. My peers and even my friends began to think that I wasn't a know-it-all after all. Okay, but then it was too late. Foundation was built, a new perception cemented, that stayed on course in one direction. They thought I was demented. Of course this could have been prevented, but I didn't want to end it. A reputation was a reputation, no matter if it was positive or negative, right? So I didn't have time to resist it. Why would I dismiss it when for once in my entire life I existed? Part 3 of my rant. I suppose I used to have the ingredients of life, yeah, a real comedian, all right. But then later in life, I learned civil disobedience is tight. thanks to Thoreau and Gandhi, so I respectfully, verbally disrespected my daddy and mommy, and turned later in the years into my writing to calm me. But then my teacher got tired of all this bullshit and captured me and isolated me on an island away from the students. A three-legged desk with an invisible supporting leg. I was on an island, not being acknowledged, and that was even worse than not having knowledge. When I was allowed to sit again with my classmates, I was still attached to a desk, an animate object. Now explain that logic. But yeah, later on, nowadays I don't mind being the only Asian in my class. Usually when I was expected to know everything about everything. There's a standard, the assumption that I know all equations and functions, and I was so caught up in that perception that I was supposed to be great at math when I was better at getting laughs, hated numbers, hated graphs. It's great, but the other Asians at my school, wannabe fobs who thought they were cool, had the idea that they were somehow superior than me. Like, I couldn't add or subtract, that I was lost and trapped on this island, didn't know jack. Like that kid Andy who raps has always been daft his whole entire life. Thank you and each one of you cats for telling me how to live and act, because all of you guys know all the facts, apparently, and I don't. Keep on pushing me down and giving me crap, because I didn't follow their path, so I must have seen them off track. But this is where I'm at. I'm moving on with my life, and I'm cool with all that. Care less if you do. But as long as you know there's more to me than math.